Welcome, everyone, to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. On this episode, we're going to talk about the China Gaming Crackdown, freeze on new video game license extending into 2022. We just got a news article from the South China Morning Post that they released some new numbers on some studio closures and things like that related to the license, the freeze on license extensions. The article that we have basically says they've been monitoring. They just did a monitoring of about last few months, and they had 140,000 small studios and game relating firms in China that went out of business over the last several months. This is a huge acceleration over what normally is reported in China. I think in 2020, they had like overall 180,000, but this is like a very small stint, like less than half a year, and they're already almost to that number. But as we all know, once the new president came in over there in China, they basically was like froze video games. They're doing all kinds of crap to video games over there. They limited the amount of time people can play video games. China was the largest video game market in the world, which sounds like they're now going to lose that title with how much that they're basically screwing up their own economy, I think. I mean, they own Tencent Holdings and NetEase are very large Chinese gaming entities, and they're basically losing money and looking to push their interest out of the country. So they're looking more at markets outside of China. That should say a whole lot to you if a Chinese business is like, we're huge, but we can't operate in our own country because our own country is just basically chopping us off at the neck, saying your people can't play video games. You need to monitor all these things and everything like that. So I don't know. It sounds like it's spelling disaster for a lot of these little small Chinese startup companies, because these companies are involved with everything from video games to marketing and merchandising, all kinds of stuff. So more news from China and their crackdown on video games. It all sounds like it's not, it's all very negative for them. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm never going to pronounce his name, but it's President Jinping. I don't know if that's proper, but he thinks that their youth has a problem with video games. So he's doing everything he can to protect the youth from video games in China, including, limiting to how many hours they can play a night and a week. So it's sad, and I don't know what's going to do. It's going to hurt the gaming industry because China's a huge market for the world. I mean, they have the largest population of any single country. And now there goes your gaming market. Because, I don't know how much video games I would play if I was being told I could only play 2 hours a night and so many hours a week, right? I can only play 2 hours on Friday and Saturday. I'm probably not going to play and waste my time at that effort. And it'll severely reduce the amount of money I spend in the hobby. So, China sounds like they're just shooting themselves in the foot and hurting their own economy, in my opinion. If you lost 140,000 entities in less than half a year, because it sounds like, in my opinion, it's a lot related to their crackdown on video games. That doesn't bode well for their economy, especially because video games are becoming, or they are, a large portion of most economies, because we're in COVID, post-COVID, pre-COVID, whatever you want to do. We're still in the grips of it everywhere. And countries and people look to video games. If you're stuck at home, you're going to watch TV, you're going to do stuff, but you're playing video games. So, Shane, what do you think of this news, man? What are your thoughts about this, them freezing the new license for video games sometime into 2022? We don't know yet.
I'm thankful for it. Hail China. They should stop video games outright. It causes men to become women and women to become men, crushing turtles, chronic masturbation. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Way to go, China. Dumbasses. China's thing is they want to be the most powerful, and they're on their way country, period, ever. And they're on their way. They're banning things like characters on television or cartoons that feature men that seem effeminate. Little light in the loaf. Doesn't mean they're gay or anything. It means that if they don't push out a manliness about them, showing their balls. I don't know. I mean, it's ridiculous what these people are doing. It's they're taking away rights. They're destroying companies, all to show that China is powerful. China is powerful. China is beautiful. China's got amazing people. But their country is destroying it. They're destroying Hong Kong, which was basically a democratic country all on its own, even though technically it was still part of China. They had their own democracies, but China they don't care. They're going to do their thing. They're a socialist country that believes that one fist to rule them all, essentially. I mean, that guy wants to be Highlander, the Xi Jinping, or however you pronounce his name. He writes the books and people are going to follow it. That's it. I think it's a disaster for the country, what he's doing. And when it comes to video games of it, it just doesn't make sense to me. Tencent is a huge company and they're getting smaller. That's why they're buying American companies and European companies in the gaming department because of that. I think they even bought a couple movie studios that are part of that as well. So, Tencent's going to do what they got to do. See, China don't care if Tencent is owning and developing for American countries and any other place. They just don't want them to do that stuff in China because they feel it weakens their people. So it's weird. It's stupid. I'm not a big fan of China. I've always wanted to go because I think it's an awesome looking place. I think, the culture is really cool for the most part. But right now, I don't think they'd allow me because I said something negative and they're watching. So what about you, Nick?
I had to turn my Google off. No, yeah, it's a weird thing. It really is for their economy and just the kind of strides and different stuff they're going through, doing, I guess. It seems like, the governmental party there has a certain scope and direction for China, and they're just kind of going that way, taking away video games and potentially other entertainment venues and various activities like that, and becoming more of a potentially military state or something like that, where it's all technology and military might. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess they're going, was Xi Jinping, I think his name or something like that. The president there, I guess he's just going to see if this is going to work out for him. Either trying it like a trial run type of thing, or more of an iron fist type of way, So we'll have to see what happens. I won't be surprised if this goes beyond 2022 and becomes more of an indefinite extension. It seems like they're wanting to rule video games and potentially other things out of China. So, you could see possibly Tencent and some of the other big ones possibly, and again, it just depends on China and them, but possibly moving out of China, the company itself, and headquartering somewhere else. Because it could be that video games and possibly other entertainment is getting just pushed out entirely, to focus on other things, to make their citizens, I don't know the politics of it, but, just basically that's what it seems like, to kind of control in a sense. So that's what it looks like to me. What about you, Pat?
Yeah, I mean, I was reading through the article, and I guess China, roughly before all this stuff went into play, they basically licensed or approved licenses for about 80 to 100 games a month. And now big fat zero, zilch, each month now. So nothing's happening. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about the Chinese culture and the kids in China and stuff. Do they really have a addiction issue with gaming over there? I mean, if they do, why not have the holistic approach to it? Why is there an addiction over there rather than let's just ban it? When you were a kid and you got in trouble, everything was banned instead of just nipping the problem in the butt, right? Sometimes it sounds like the drastic measure that they're taking as a parent, an overzealous parent. They're basically like, oh, you play this much video games, no more video games for you. Just cold turkey. Just get out of here. Not why are these people wanting to play so much video games if it really is an epidemic type problem that their youth is facing. So
maybe everything around them sucks so bad because it's so over controlled that that's the only thing they have in their lives to get away from all the outside problems.
Maybe.
And that, that's a universal thing. That's not even a knock on China. Right. That's the reason a lot of people do get, addicted. We've had a discussion. We've done a show about addiction in video games. The way we look at each other, if any of us have an addiction to video games, it would be Nick. If you were to look at,
I can stop when I want to. Okay,
that's right. I saw you give that dude a Haiti J at GameStop. Shut up. No, but
just for a copy of
But if you were to
3.
go by the textbook definition, we are all addicted. I mean, terribly addicted. So
it's a wonder we all can basically contribute to society. We're so addicted, right?
I know. I can't believe I got up and went to work every day last week and took care of my kids and kept my wife from killing me.
Yeah, they're all still alive,
Well, the one of them's a little, but it's, a person's definition of addiction, isn't quite accurate if you look at it in the reality of things. It's not like, we're literally out there and the Chinese people are, out there doing weird shit just to play an extra hour video game. Because what was it, 3-hour limit a week, Pat? Right?
Yeah, 3 hours limit. And you can only play like certain nights of the week as well and stuff like that.
Yeah. So it's, they're whatever's going in their head to make these kind of decisions. It really just it goes beyond logic. It really does, because I can't find any logic in it. I can understand monitoring games. I can understand monitoring the time of the games, but China hasn't been able to play games for that damn long. If I remember right, they just got consoles not a few years or so back. But I don't know. It's like overkill. Like I said, it's, mom not understanding shit and mom just going nuts and mom making rules about things mom don't understand,
That's government
hey,
for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I mean, that's basically what they're doing, I mean, that's like typical of, at least for us, our government is like, instead of trying to find a solution to something, they're just like, don't do that. We're going to ban it. And it's like, well, why do we need to ban it, or do we need to find a solution for it? Because banning it's not really getting rid of it. It's just putting a Band-Aid on it.
Right. Yeah. And so as Shane was pointing out, Tencent has bought a bunch of or opened up facilities. Like I said, not really bought studios, but they got studios in Los Angeles, Seattle, Montreal. And now they're talking about opening up a new studio in Singapore. So, they're not stupid. I guess China probably won't care as long as they keep bringing the money home, right? It's when Tencent decides that they can no longer survive in China at all, there'll be a problem if they go, we have to move our headquarters to one of those overseas, entities.
But would they be allowed?
Right.
That's the thing. Would China allow? Because China doesn't give a crap about anything but being powerful. And you got to have money to be powerful.
But I mean,
so would they let a company like that just say, hey, we're done here. We're going to take our business. We're going to call ourselves European now, or Japanese, or Singapore, or whatever.
Right. I
mean, I don't think China would just straight up go, okay, well, it was good working with you.
What are they going to do when Tencent can't afford to operate in China? Because I believe they just did a bunch of layoffs not too long ago because of this. Them and Baidu, I think was the name of that other company, Baidu, or I don't remember. But they laid off because of heavy losses of revenue due to the Chinese crackdown. So what are they going to do when the company goes, well, we can't afford to operate. We'll just shut down and open up as Tencent International in the U.S. or something, what are you going to do?
Call it 15 cent.
All right. What are you going to do?
Right. I suspect that, if not this year, I actually would predict that this year, at some point this year, Tencent will move out of China, their headquarters, to a different place. Now, I'm probably totally wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that at least in the next few years, if not this 2022.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't see that being wrong. I really don't. I think It may not be this year, but I think you've got a good chance of it happening this year. Because, when you over government, you destroy shit. That's just a fact of any government, no matter where you're from. So it's a sad thing. It's really sad. I feel bad for the people of China. Think about it. When was the last time you heard from Jackie Chan or Jet Li? Not even joking. When was the last time? Because China killed them.
I think they make enough money. They're like, we just retire.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, so I don't know what China's game plan is here, but like I said, like Shane said, they think it weakens their people somehow, be able to play video games. So having a happy, content workforce is weakening their people, I guess. So when World War III happens, they think their people are going to be stronger because of no video games. I think it's going to be more like more defectors to other countries if that ever happens. They're going to be like, no, we hate you guys. We're going to turn around and sell you out. So,
Absolutely.
All right.
You're absolutely right.
Anybody got any other things they want to talk about on this? Sad news for the Chinese people and the gaming related firms in China that are going out of business in droves.
Yeah, just hopefully no World War III. Thanks.
Yeah, down with World War III. World War III bad. Tencent, come on over. We got you. These arms will embrace. So
we like video games. We'll take you in.
Damn, Skippy. I'll hook you up in the basement. We got you covered.
All right. Well, let us know what you guys think. What do you think of this whole licensing freeze still happening in China and the whole video game fiasco going on over there? Do you know anybody over there? Are you over there? What do you think of this if you are over there on limiting? The limiting is only to minors, but if the people who are old enough can't get new video games because they're not allowing licensing over there, how do you feel about that? Is delays for games huge? And as Shane's pointed out, video games are kind of a new thing for China in the last decade, So let us know what you think. We hope you enjoyed this.
You said it was limited to minors?
The 3 hours per week thing is a minor thing. Only minors are limited to the amount of game time they can play. So
that's when they're out of their minds.
Yeah, exactly. That's a current event joke because they're in. All right. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode and we hope to catch you in the next one.
See ya.